Okay, so this is your drawing number 3D number 6. And I'm just taking a look, Jade, at your drawing here. And I think what you have um, here in the middle looks correct. Some issues down here at the bottom on the foot. And obviously there's some on this side as well. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to draw this, kind of explain how I'm doing it as I'm doing it, and we'll um, see if that makes sense for you. So I just started a new drawing here. Let me open up my drawing. I am going to draw on the front view, and I'm going to start, I think, where you started, and that was with the big circles. And so let's see, make sure everything is set up correctly. My X and Y axis are vertical, and my Z is going to be the direction that I'm going to push pull the sketch. I think everything is set up correctly. I think you know how to set up your drawing as well. So it looks like there's a 7-inch and a 10-inch radius circle that we're going to start with. So I'm going to start with a 7, zoom in, and a 10. Okay. And then there's the piece at the top. So I'm going to draw a line right through the top vertically. And I'm going to offset this line. It shows that there is a 1-inch gap between the two pieces at the top. And so I'm going to offset this center line 1/2 inch in both directions. So let's go offset, 0.5, enter. I'm going to take this one on this side and click on it again, and then click on this side. Enter. Then I'm going to delete out the middle line, and I'm going to trim this bottom stuff here. So I'm going to trim these. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Control Z. I'm going to get those back, and I'm going to trim out those. Now I'm just going to leave these up here. I know they are, let's see, they're 3 inches wide, and I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to go from here, from the top up here. I'm going to go this direction, 3. And then it says that the height of this thing is 3.6. I'm going to go back down 3.6, and I'm going to move these two lines. I'm going to grab it right at the end point here and drop it straight down until it connects to my circle. Okay. And I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. From here, I'm going to come straight across to here. 3 this side. 3. And then if I go straight down 3.6, it should connect me exactly on top of the circle. And then I'm going to trim those. What else can I trim? This and this. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to go from this corner right here. In this corner right here, it says that the height down to the top of the foot, you know, the bottom, there's kind of like a leg that comes down here and then a foot off to each side. So the top of that foot from this intersection right there says that it's 21.37. So I'm going to draw a reference line from this intersection straight down 21.37. Okay. And then the top part of the foot is 4 inches long. So I'm going to come this direction 4. The thickness of the foot is 3. So I'm going to drop straight down 3. And then it says the bottom is 7 back this way. And then I'm just going to take it straight up until it crosses the bottom of my circle. Kind of like that. And yeah, I think that looks good. And I think we can do that same thing going this way. In case you didn't get it the first time, I'm going to do it again this way. I'm going to go from here down, even with this here, over 4, down 3, back 7, and then up. Wait a second. That's not even close. What am I thinking? Sorry, that was terrible. Not even close to what needs to be done. Let me retry this. From here, I still want to go down 21.37. That's going to take me. Okay, now I'm just going to draw a reference line this way, showing me where the top of my foot needs to be. Now, the correct way is to go from the quadrant here down to that line. Let me trim this part of this line off. Okay, so now from here, from where this line and this line meets, now I'm going to go 4 inches, down 3 inches, and back 7 inches. Clean some of this up here. I can get rid of these 2 lines. And now I can take this line straight up until it connects to there. I did not tell you correctly there. Okay, so now from this quadrant, I'm going to come straight down, even with the top of the foot. Here. Over 4, down 3, back 7. Up until it touches the circle. Okay, now trim. You were probably thinking, what is he doing? That's not even close to being correct. Okay, so I think that's the front face. And so now let's use the push-pull tool. And the thing is 14 inches wide. So we'll go push-pull right here. Click inside this front face. And I'm going to drag it back this way and then type 14 and escape. And I think we can go, let's see up here where it says 2D wireframe. I'm going to go shaded with edges. Yeah, that looks good so far. So we are in, let's see, we're in the front face, right? When we dragged this back. Now I want to be on this right side because I want to draw on this face here to draw those circles or to punch those circles through here. So I'm going to go to the right side. Before we were on the front plane, now we're going to work on the right side. That will allow me to work on anything here or here or here. So we're now working on this face. And it looks like those holes from the center. So from the top edge, it's 2 inches down. They're a radius of 1, and they're 5 inches apart from the center. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. From the top edge, I'm going to come straight down 2. Then I'm going to come back this way 5. And I'm going to draw same thing from here, this direction, 5. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle at the end point of each line and at the center there, and those are a 1-inch radius. Let me get the circle. Let's start one here. 1. Do that again. Center. 1. I'll do that again from the end point here. 1. Great. Now let me delete these lines out of here. Delete. 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 And when we use that push-pull tool, if we go push-pull, we click inside the circle. If we push it this direction, it cuts a hole. Right? If we pull it this way, it creates a solid. If we go this way, it makes a hole. Cool. Now we have those 3 holes, and they go through both top pieces. And let's see. Now let's drill some holes in these feet here. We're going to do the same thing, okay? But this time I'm going to work on the top plane, so I have to change to the top plane. And those circles are from, put on my glasses. Maybe if I'd had my glasses on, I would have made a mistake in the first place. Okay, so from the edge here, we're going to go back 2.8, and we're coming from this edge in 2. 2.8 and 2. Okay. I'm going to draw a reference line from this point here, this direction, 2.8, and then back this direction, 2. I'm going to do that from the other side too. From here, 2.8, back this direction, 2. All right, good. Now let's cut those holes. Circle from the end point. It's going to have a radius of 1, I believe. Double check that though. I'm guessing all those circles are 1. So 1. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. 1. Let me delete out those lines. I'm going to get rid of this line. Whoops. Delete. And delete. Okay, you have to use the push-pull tool inside the circle, push it straight through. Inside the circle, push it straight through. Good. All right, so let's spin this thing around and see if we can't get to the other side now. Okay, so now I'm on this side. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over 2.8 and into. So from here, this direction, 2.8, oops, 2.8, and this direction, 2. Try that again, 2.8, and 2. Good. Our circles, 1, circle, 1. All right, let's delete out those lines again. Delete. and use the push-pull tool. Good. Now we got holes there. Let's see. Go back to this side, and we're going to draw that that spline. There's a angled piece here. Now it's a little tricky to draw that. If you try to draw it as a triangle and then push it back, probably the easiest way to do it, at least the easiest way to explain how to do it, is to create a rectangular brick and then just trim off a triangle off of it. It's one more step, but I think it's easier to explain and to do. So let me show you how to do that. So I am still working on the same plane, that top plane, and it says, let's see, that on this side that the width of that spline is 3 inches wide and it's centered and the whole thing is 14. All right, so 14 divided by 2 is 7. So from the center mark here over this way is 7. But the piece in the middle, the spline itself, is 3 inches wide. So half of 3 is 1.5 inches. So 7 minus 1.5 inches, excuse me, is what, 5.5? Yeah, 5.5. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to align. I'm going to go from this. Okay, on the right side, it says it's 1 inch from this edge. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. From this corner, let me make sure that I'm working on, still on the top plane here. So I'm going to go on the top plane. I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go over 5.5. I'm going to go, try that again. In a line, this corner, this direction, 5.5. I'm going to go this direction, 1. I can't see that. Yeah, that's an issue. Not quite sure what that was all about. Let me try this again. So I want to make sure that I'm working on the top view. I want to draw a reference line from this corner, this direction, 5.5, this direction, 1. All right, now I'm going to come this way, 3, and back to intersection of this line, but I can't get there. So this is 4, so that's going to be 3 also. So this direction, 3, this direction, 3, and back to my original shape. Okay, get rid of this line. Okay, so we have this box here, right? Let's use the push-pull tool now. We're going to pull it up at a height of 9. Good. Now I'm going to go back to my front plane. This front plane here. which will allow me to work on this side. And I'm going to create a triangle from this corner down to this corner, up to this corner, and back to here. Okay, straight. Use your push-pull tool inside this, cut it straight through. Good. Straight. And we have your piece there. Let's go over to the other corner, this side. We're going to do the same thing. This one's a little bit easier because the size is the same size as the foot. It's 3 inches by 4 inches. So we just have to go from the corner this way 5.5, this way 4, this way 3, back this way 4, and close off the rectangle. Great. Okay, so now the height of this is going to be 12. So let's use the push-pull. This up 12. And then let's create another triangle. So we're going to go line from the intersection here, here, up to the corner, back to form the entire triangle. Use the push-pull inside here and cut it out. Okay. Now we've got all these lines that we've created. I'm going to hit escape there. I am going to highlight the entire thing, but I'm going to hold the shift key down and I'm going to click inside on the 3D piece. So I want to delete out all these lines. So I've deleted out all the lines and I just left the 3D solid. Right? So all the construction lines that we made, we trimmed those out, and now we're just left with your 3D solid. And not sure if you remember how to put them on your paper, the front view, the top view, and the side view. I'm hoping that you remember how to do that. If you don't, text me and I will create another video for you. I think you can get that. All right. Hope that helped. And if it didn't, let me know and I'll try to create another video for you. Okay.